San Antonio, and that's right, in the pink, severe thunderstorm watches. In the yellow, tornado watches. We're going to keep a close eye on everything, what's going on. Now, we do have a cap, a lid on the atmosphere. That might slow down progression. You're seeing a lot of rain taking place off to the north of us in northern Texas, but down here, things could be different, and I'm going to talk about that. We're going to have a wind event. We're already seeing winds up to the north, 40, 45, 52 miles per hour. Those are headed our way, so we're going to be on the breezy, windy side for sure. But as this boundary heads our way, we're looking at a cap, a lid on the atmosphere. That looks to suppress upward movement, which could stifle rain and thunderstorm activity. Now, if the energy's strong enough, that can be overcome, and we'll still get that rain, and we'll still get potential thunderstorms. We're definitely going to see the wind. We're going from the 70s this evening to overnight. Look at that, dropping down to 52 with winds and rain. And we're going to talk more about that coming up very soon. Don, Karina.
Howie, thank you. Cuero gets hit by hail. Gerald Zengerle sent us these pictures of hail that hit there Thursday morning, 1:15. He told us he lives 5 miles southwest of Cuero, and they received considerable sized hail for about 15 minutes, along with almost an inch of rain.
And this brings us to your viewer poll this evening. Scan the QR code on your screen to participate. Have you had to file an insurance claim due to hail damage? 25% say yes, and 75% say no. We want to keep on hearing from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate, and we will have an update on 25 News Now at 10. 27-year-old Andrew Rucker is in custody on charges of kidnapping and interference with an emergency call. He was also wanted on 5 outstanding warrants. Victoria police say officers responded to a disturbance involving an 18-year-old woman in the 100 block of Yosemite Drive. Authorities say the teen was held against her will by Rucker. They left in a white Ford SUV to an unknown location. This is when deputies with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office were able to locate the vehicle at a cemetery in Edna.
A Hallettsville man sentenced to 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to a repeat offender online solicitation of a minor charge in Goliad. The Goliad Advanced Guard reports 40-year-old John Andrew Myers accepted the maximum sentence in a Goliad County court. Myers taken into custody last June in a Goliad park where he was supposed to meet a 13-year-old girl. A special DPS agent posing as the girl received online messages from Myers containing sexually explicit communications and photos. The Cuero Record reports authorities arrested 34-year-old Bolanle Adu Osun, a Nigerian national living in Maryland. On February 14th, he was taken to Cuero and booked into the DeWitt County Jail on charges of first-degree money laundering and forgery. Authorities say in June he was part of a cyber crime where he set up a fraudulent business email scheme resulting in over $300,000 of county funds stolen electronically. Local, state, and federal authorities with the DeWitt County Sheriff's Office located and arrested Ade Osun without incident in Maryland. He's held without bond.
Now in Victoria household bills increased an average of almost 10% in 1 year. That's from a new survey from Doxco Insights. Average Victoria household bills increased by 9.6% to nearly $1,900 a month. The survey shows Victoria households spend 37% of their income on household bills. Texas A&M University System Chancellor John Sharp directing all universities and agencies in the system to remove diversity, equity, and inclusion statements from their employment or admission practices. Chancellor Sharp said, quote, "No university or agency in the A&M system will admit any student nor hire any employee based on any other factor other than merit," unquote.
A Houston repairman was confronted by 3 armed men looking to steal his truck. Here's how the man was able to get the best of the robbers, forcing them to run away.
I said, "I'm going to get you. I don't care. You shoot me, but I'm going to get you."
Fighting words from 69-year-old Donald Burns as he was confronted by 3 would-be robbers earlier this month. One, he says,
Double. He was ready.
with a gun in a ready position. Burns was on top of the roof at this gas station on Berry Road trying to repair a cooler overnight.
We're not playing.
Surveillance video shows the 3 men approach.
I heard him holler, "Throw down the keys. Throw down the keys."
The one with the gun was climbing the ladder.
About 2 steps up that ladder, and I grabbed my tool bag, and I said, "I'm going to smash your brains out, and I'm going to cut you up with this knife." You better go.
The men retreated as the video shows, but then came back.
Oh, it's a little cobalt.
Burns still had his razor knife out, but by this time, he was on the phone with 911.
I said, oh, yeah, I'm glad you came back. I couldn't even remember what y'all were wearing. She wants to know. One's got tennis shoes on. One's got flip-flops. They got blue jeans and khakis.
That's when they left for good. Houston police are trying to identify the suspects. Burns says he couldn't afford to let them have his truck.
How you get around from one call to another. My regular stuff.
He hasn't stopped working since, despite the attack,
Go see what's wrong with the air conditioning.
and plays down the fact that he was able to scare off 3 men with a gun.
Well, I didn't have a choice, you know. They brought it to me, and I had to do what I had to do. Yeah, I could have got shot. No, I ain't no hero or nothing, but I just wasn't walking home.
The FAA is investigating why a flight from Austin to Germany made an alternative landing in Washington, D.C. Wednesday evening. 7 passengers were transported to hospitals with minor injuries. The plane traveling to Germany ran into significant turbulence. The FAA says the turbulence happened over Tennessee about 90 minutes into the flight. One passenger said it felt like the plane was dropping suddenly and she could hear glass breaking and people screaming.
A North Texas school district confirms that students involved in an assault on a school resource officer will be removed from campus and will face disciplinary action.
It was quiet and calm today for this Collin County school. The rapidly expanding neighborhoods near Anna High School reflect the rate of growth for a high school now with 1,400 students here. This is what was recorded on camera phones at this school Tuesday afternoon. Anna school district officials say the police officer in this video is an assault victim. In one scene, the unidentified officer tries to stop a female student from fighting. Another teenager pulls that officer to the ground. That officer was carrying a gun. There were dozens of teenagers watching and or recording all of this. Anna ISD officials telling us 3 students were arrested, including the female teenager seen hitting that officer and a teenage boy accused of trying to restrain that officer. School District Superintendent Michael Como told me today the conduct warrants a call for help from parents. This crosses the line, Como said to me today. We have to be more vigilant in light of what happened. This is our role and goal as administrators, for kids and staff to feel safe.
Houston ISD leaders are meeting today for the first time since Mayor Sylvester Turner said a state takeover of the district could happen soon. The takeover means the publicly elected superintendent and board members would be wiped out, and the Texas Education Agency would choose their replacements. The TEA says it's due to past misconduct by the school board and poor performing schools.
There's been a drop in new COVID-19 cases in Victoria County from January to February. The Victoria County Public Health Department reports 215 new COVID-19 cases in February. That's a decrease of 149 cases in a month's time and an average of 7.7 new cases per day in February. Compare those numbers to 1 year ago in February of 2022. Victoria County had 370 new COVID-19 cases.
Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 6. A turbulent scene on board a Spirit Airlines flight out of Dallas as it's forced to make an emergency landing.
Also ahead, Tesla's next big vehicle assembly plant will be in Mexico.
With DirecTV, I can get live TV and on demand together. Football, housewives. Football, housewives. Football, housewives.
Whoops.
Oh no.
The housewives are on the field. I repeat, the housewives are on the field.
I just want to talk!
Who flips the table? All right, I get it.
Call 1-800-DIRECTV to guarantee your price for 2 years.
The Victoria Television Group is proud to honor our veterans, and we need your entries. Each month, we'll acknowledge a new veteran to salute. To submit, go to the Military Hero page on CrossroadsToday.com and help us recognize the deserving servicemen and women in our community.
At Lax Furniture, we cherish the moments that make memories. And for 88 years, we've helped Texas families do just that. From supporting our community to providing affordable furniture and mattresses. At Lax, it's more than just furniture, it's family.
Now, I wonder what this button does. Friday, Sherry's all new. Austin Butler said it was hard gaining weight for Elvis. Me and my girlfriends could have showed him how to gain weight. Plus, Wanda Sykes.
Movies are dreams that you never forget.
This is larger than any of us.
This is breaking news from 25 News Now.
Breaking news tonight from South Carolina, where a jury has reached a verdict in the Alex Murdaugh double murder trial. The jury has found Murdaugh guilty in the murder of his wife and son. Once again, the jury in the Alex Murdaugh double murder trial finding Murdaugh guilty of murder in the his wife and son.
That's right, and we will have updates tonight on 25 News Now at 10. Now we continue with cleanups around the East Palestine train derailment site as crews work on the hazardous waste removal. The EPA has hauled approximately 1.8 million gallons of wastewater out of East Palestine. Environmental waste sites in Ohio, Texas, and Michigan have been tasked with taking that wastewater and disposing of it through a process called deep well injection. The EPA also reports that approximately 700 tons of solid waste have been removed and shipped out for disposal in Michigan and Ohio.
A Spirit Airlines flight from Dallas to Orlando had to make an emergency landing on Wednesday. The crew reported an overhead bin caught fire. And we will have more on that story in just a moment, but let's talk about Tesla. Now, Tesla's next vehicle assembly plant will be near Monterrey, Mexico. Tesla CEO Elon Musk calls the move supplemental production, making it clear that production is not being moved to the new location from anywhere else. Tesla, based in Austin, builds about 2 million cars a year at 4 factories. And a Spirit Airlines flight from Dallas to Orlando had to make an emergency landing on Wednesday. The crew reported an overhead bin caught fire.
A scary scene on board a Spirit Airlines flight Wednesday. Crew members rushing to put out a fire that broke out while the plane was on its way to Orlando. Passenger Rocco Chiricella jumped to help.
I'm a retired New York City fireman. I guess it's just instinct. I got to the, it was a baggage overhead, and smoke was bellowing out of it.
The cell phone video captured by another passenger shows Chiricella and crew members dousing the overhead compartment with water and fire extinguisher spray.
The whole cabin smoked up, filled up with smoke, and I ripped open the door. One of the attendants came by, yelled, "Get some water."
The plane eventually making this emergency landing at the Jacksonville International Airport. Firefighters believe the fire stemmed from a battery in someone's carry-on.
You've got to realize that the airlines have have rules on batteries and so forth, and there's reasons for that. Some of these things are very volatile and can cause a fire.
JFRD says 10 people in total, including crew members and passengers, were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
It was a lucky thing we got to it right away, so we averted a major problem. It could have been really bad.
Spirit Airlines issued a statement stating in part, "We thank our crew and guests for their quick actions to ensure the safety of everyone on board, and we thank first responders for meeting the aircraft."
Changes headed our way. We're going to talk all about it straight ahead.
You can't do this alone. Not an investigation of this scope.
We're partners.
Her death is part of a pattern.
Another missing murdered Indigenous woman.
This is about a very broken system.
It's about corruption. The truth matters. We know who killed Gloria.
Prove it.
Hi folks, Greg at Full of Pep. A longtime customer talked to me the other day and told me they switched to a horse feed from another company because it was cheaper than ours. Before long, the shape of his horses deteriorated and one ended up at the vet. Our equine feeds are formulated to keep your horses in the best condition and maintain peak performance at any life stage. We're not the cheapest, but we sell a superior quality product at a fair price. And in my opinion, that's value. Come see us at Full of Pep.
This is Ford Truck Month, Texas. Time to get up and get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight, including Ford F-150 and the all-new Ford Super Duty. Or check out Ford Maverick and Ford Ranger. So get into Ford Truck Month, Texas, and see what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. There's a great selection in stock. Drive Ford F-150 with 0.9% for 60 months, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days, plus complimentary maintenance.
All right, we've been on the hot side. That's going to change. We haven't been super windy. That's going to change. And then we've been on the dry side. That's going to change as well. But first things first, cloudy skies in Cuero, but warm moisture pushing into the area. 81 degrees, still almost 10 degrees above the average. But look at 1909, 95 degrees. So we could be a lot warmer. All right, here's our temps. We've been skewing 81, 82, 85 degrees. Now a boundary comes through overnight, Thursday into Friday. Look at temperatures now, dropping in maybe the 40s, definitely into the 50s. But just like that, we'll start to warm up. We're going to see return flow out of the Gulf, and we'll warm up later on in the week. So yes, we're going to have about a couple cool days, nice ones, mid to upper 70s. Then we will return to the 80s. Now our dew points, those got knocked down a couple days ago. They replenished with a warm front coming back. But that cold front is going to wipe these suckers pretty clean. Not down to 0, but we're looking maybe in the 30s and 40s. But then they'll start to increase again during the weekend as we see a return flow out of the Gulf. All right, we've been on the breezy, windy side, 30, 35 mile per hour winds. Already winds in San Angelo, up near Dallas, San Antonio area. Looking at winds in that 45 mile per hour range. Those are headed our way. So we're definitely going to see winds. Advisories could be in place. So if there's anything that we don't see, if we don't get the rain and the cold, we're going to get the cool weather, but we're going to see some strong winds. So that is definitely probably paramount with this approaching boundary and storms. Here comes that boundary. Again, we're looking at winds. Now, again, the rain, I was talking about the rain. The rain actually might not be as bad because we're going to have a cap, a lid on the atmosphere. You see most of the activity taking place over to the north. So we need lift for the rain, for the thunderstorm development, but with the lid that's going to cap these storms, they're not going to be able to be as effective as they want to be. But if the energy is strong enough, they can overcome that cap or that lid on the atmosphere. So at the very least, if we don't see all the rain, the severe thunderstorms, we're going to see cooler air move in, and we're going to be on that windy side with potential winds in that 50 mile per hour range. Then after everything clears out, we'll be sunny. We will start to warm up, and eventually the high will shift over. We'll see more moisture pushing in, and more warm air will head back into the 80s later on in the week. Here's our future tracker. Here's what we got. So as that boundary comes through, it is bringing showers and showing rain. But again, it's going to be dependent upon that cap, that lid on the atmosphere that wants to slow down this rain progression. And then, hey, we're staying clear and dry pretty much the rest of the way after that boundary pushes through. Sunshine and eventually warmer temperatures. But here's a look at our radar. Here is what we have. So in the pink, those are thunderstorm watches. In the yellow, those are tornado watches. Not guaranteed to come down here, but look, part of our viewing area is under the severe weather, the severe thunderstorm watch. I talked about it though. With the cap in place, it could stifle this development and even most rain activity. But hey, we're going to continue to track these storms as we get closer a few hours from now. But look what's going on up there. I talked about that. Strong winds up there. We're seeing 50 mile per hour winds along this boundary. And hey, it's headed our way. So we're definitely going to see the winds if we don't receive that rain. And then eventually we are going to cool down because that cooler air is moving in behind the front and the boundary. So here's what we have. Seas occasionally get 9 feet, keeping bays on the rough side. That qualifies for small craft advisory. So please be careful on the waterway. So we go like that. The 70s this evening, that boundary starts to head our way. I got 60% chance for rain. And then look what happens. Woo, down to 52 degrees with those winds and potential rain. That will feel like a nice shock to the system, very much on the chilly side. 73 tomorrow and sunny, but hey, still winds around 35 miles per hour. Those will start to lessen during the day. Here's what we have in Cuero. Later in the week, back into the upper 80s. And then in Port Lavaca, hey, on the water, we're staying near 80 for much of the week. And right here in Victoria, here is what we have. That boundary comes through. We cool down. Look at that, though. 79 with lots of sunshine. 80 looking pretty good with partly sunny skies. But later in the week, we do warm up again before another cool down a week from now. For more weather, news, and sports, you go to our app. That's at crossroadstoday.com. That is free with any Android and iPhone. And now we go back to Karina and Don.
Thanks, Howie. And now we go to Sports Director Gina Perez.
Thanks, Karina. Victoria powerlifters dominated in the regional meet. We have the results after the break.
If you had to pause your favorite show because your spouse fell asleep, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Are you on Medicaid and in need of bladder control and incontinence products? Then stay tuned for a free offer from Active Style.
Can Medicaid help me with bladder control products?
At Active Style, we understand your needs and offer convenient home delivery of incontinence products for children and adults. And they may be available at no cost to you if you're Medicaid eligible. When you call a personal consultant, someone like me will help you find the best bladder control supplies for you. Our products have a super absorbent core that locks away wetness to keep you dry. And if the fit's not right, we'll send different products until you're completely satisfied. Plus, every order ships free right to your door in discreet boxes.
Active Style is a lifesaver.
If you're on Medicaid, call now for your free sample. Active Style is the easy, convenient way to get incontinence supplies shipped discreetly to your door at no cost to you.
Call 1-800-805-8567.
At a time when misinformation is all too common on social media, we take great pride in bringing you the news that matters, that impacts your family, news you can trust. Local broadcast journalists bring you the facts, covering the stories breaking in our community and across the globe. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on local journalism. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
The Nave Museum's current exhibit is a retrospective of Nancy Bandy's life and art. Primarily a landscape artist, her works in pastel and oil use glorious color to capture the majesty and splendor of big Texas skyscapes. Also featured are portraits and street photography by local artist Danny Vivian, which capture the emotions and personalities of the people he photographs. Open through April 2nd, this is an exhibit not to be missed. Proudly sponsored by the Victoria Television Group.
If your favorite NHL team gave up 2 goals before you even settled into your seats, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Tune in to 25 News Now on Thursdays 6 p.m. news and Fridays 6 a.m. news for the Athlete of the Week. Brought to you by Pepsi, the preferred partner of local athletes.
Howdy, Crossroads. There are several more state champions in the Crossroads area, and one senior helped lead her team to the promised land. Sports reporter Zach Brown spoke to the now state champion about the accomplishment.
Hallettsville Sacred Heart just finished a dominant season, going 31-1 and then topping that off with a state title. One of the leaders of that group is senior Bailey Haas, who head coach William Hill says was one of the seniors who ignited their road to the title.
She actually stepped up as a senior, as a leader, and she carried us.
Coach Hill also says she is one of 4 seniors that stuck things out from when he first got there. Haas says all the hard work finally paid off.
It feels amazing. We've worked for this goal for 4 years, I have, and my teammates ever since they've been playing. So it feels really good after all this hard work to achieve that goal.
Before games, they sing their own songs because they always forget to bring a speaker, and then they do duck walks, which I had never heard of, but it obviously works. They have a lot of fun together, but Haas says they also have a different edge to them.
I think it's our drive. We really wanted it, and we don't let up. We're a very fast team, and I think that was a really big advantage for us.
The multi-sport star led her team in scoring all season, putting up 22 points in the state championship game. They had 3 tournaments this year, and she won MVP honors in 2 of them. When she didn't win MVP, it was only because that tournament didn't have one. Despite putting up such great numbers, she talked about the team, a group she will miss dearly.
Definitely will miss the teammates. I've grown up with them and played ball with them in junior high and now high school, and I'm really going to miss them because I won't be here next year to play with them anymore.
She was a huge piece in helping Hallettsville Sacred Heart win the state championship. She also led her team in scoring to cap off her high school basketball career. And that is why Bailey Haas is your Pepsi Athlete of the Week.
And speaking of state, Victoria East and West girls powerlifters traveled to McAllen to compete in the regional meet, and there are 16 girls who qualified for the state competition. It was no surprise that East's Alyssa Sauceda brought home the gold, having the best heavyweight squat, bench, deadlift, and total. She also set records in squat with 480 pounds, bench 290, and a total amount of 1,210 pounds. Her teammate Madison Ruiz took second in the 114 weight division and had the best lightweight deadlift with 345 pounds. East also brought home the gold medal as a team. The West Lady Warriors did well in the meet as well, finishing in 5th place. Elise Gonzalez took the top prize in the 220-pound division. Carla Linares finished in with a silver medal in the 97-pound division. The full list of all the state qualifiers and how they did in the regional meet is on our website at crossroadstoday.com. That's just, I don't even know if I could handle all of that weight, and I'm just so excited for how they do at state. Alyssa is an amazing talent, and hopefully she can do it for the 2nd time in a row. Don and Karina, back to you.
Thanks, Gino. We're back in a moment. A brewery in Massachusetts comes up with a new beer with the help of an AI.
Join us at First United Methodist Church Sunday mornings at 8:30 on KABU TV. But if you're looking for a place to worship in person, we'd love to have you join us here at 8:30 and 10:40 in our sanctuary, or at 11 o'clock with Pastor Amanda in our Ignite Contemporary service. As society gets more and more back to normal, we hope that you'll join us for worship. We were made to worship in community. We pray together, sing together, share in Holy Communion together. Won't you come be the church with us at First United Methodist Church?
Stay up to date with what's happening in the Crossroads by downloading the Crossroads Today mobile app. You'll get instant alerts to your phone or tablet the minute breaking news or weather happens. Only the free Crossroads Today mobile app features weather updates for local sports. The Crossroads Today app gives you the ability to stream our daily newscasts when you're on the go and share pictures or tips straight to our newsroom and so much more. Brought to you locally by Prosperity Bank with 12 locations serving the Crossroads area.
Need weather around the clock? When the weather changes in the Crossroads, you need a reliable source. Visit Interactive Radar online for the latest conditions in the Crossroads area. CrossroadsToday.com. Weather at your fingertips.
Hi, I'm Charlie Garcia.
And I'm Rico Garcia.
And we are USA Concrete Coatings.
If you're ready to upgrade your business, restaurant, garage, man cave, or porch, then you're ready for USA Concrete Coatings.
We'll have your floors looking flawless with our exclusive USA Concrete Coatings products. We'll ensure that your concrete coating is strong and durable. It's antimicrobial and comes with a lifetime warranty.
USA Concrete Coatings, from concrete to custom in just one day.
Everyone agrees. The talent on the new season of Idol is
ridiculous.
I love it.
You're in the dream now.
The best is yet to come. American Idol, new Sunday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Finally tonight, a Massachusetts brewery turned to artificial intelligence to create their latest beer and the label for the cans. The controversial ChatGPT coming up with the recipe. All coming together in a matter of weeks. It's proven to be a huge hit, and yes, the co-founders have assured employees they're not going anywhere. And that's a good move, because if they had let all those employees out, the company would have been sadder but wiser. Now, I tell you what, I thought I heard some thunder, but Howie says, no, I'm just hearing things. Is that what you're saying?
So what are we hearing then?
It's good.
I think those are passerbys on the road just, trying to drive home to see the Don Brubaker show.
Oh, no. And Karina, and you.
And Karina. Well, we're all,
and Gino.
We're discretionary parts, but yeah, but Don, I'm just kidding. We're all good here. Thanks, Don. Here's what we got. Wind speeds. Yeah, we are looking at some wind events with this boundary coming through. We'll be in the 70s. Overnight, look at that down to 52, rain and winds. Looking ahead to tomorrow, 73. But here we go. We will start to warm up again later on in the week. Don, Karina.
Thank you, Howie, and thanks for joining us. We're streaming 24/7 Crossroads Today Plus.
We hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 10.